Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. We made it to Friday. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan along with our meteorologist, Sean Ash. It is a comfortable and cloudy Friday afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to see a few peaks of sunshine, maybe a little more than we've had the last couple of days, but we still have this little stubborn cloud deck that's kind of lingering around here, keeping our temperatures in check.
Yes.
And,
I saw a little bit of sun around 7:20 this morning, and then it kind of went away.
It was memorable, and now it's gone. Yeah. Let's show you our camera network here, and you can see a few little peaks of blue sky, and that will be kind of the theme for the remainder of the day. At times you may have an overcast, at times you may get into some pockets of decent blue there. Here in Indy at this hour, 72, but the most important number on this graphic is that dew point in the 50s. So it is a comfortable feel, and we're just scratching the surface on the comfort that's ahead of us. East-northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour here. We'll go mainly cloudy, but again, I think the later we get in the day, we'll probably start to open up a little bit brighter sky in parts of the state here. Temperatures at this hour, upper 60s to lower 70s, and we'll add about 5 to locally 8 degrees to the map. You can see on the visible satellite that cloud deck, as we've talked about, continues to work in here from the east and northeast. But the big story moving forward is the well-advertised cold front. We've got the latest on that and how low we will go next week behind it, and the 7-day forecast here in a few minutes.
All right, Sean, thank you. We'll check back. In the meantime, the latest news making headlines on this Friday, and it comes from the courtroom. An Indianapolis mother charged in the shooting death of her 2-year-old son. She's going before the judge this afternoon, and our cameras are there in the courtroom as Kiara Beckett walks in. We know that today the prosecution is asking the judge to issue a no-contact order. This would be for Beckett's daughter who witnessed the shooting. The judge taking that under advisement, not making an immediate decision on it yet today. And right now, Bickett is out on bond and will be back in court September 5th for that no contact order ruling. 2-year-old Javarius Bickett shot and killed himself on June 19th. And court records say that the boy found his mom's gun in her unzipped purse that was in her car. Now the mother is charged with neglect resulting in death. The 2-year-old's grandmother is Melissa Ethridge, and she says the incident is breaking the family apart.
More grief. Now she has not only has to cry about her son, she has to cry about her daughter. Her daughter is crying for her, they're crying for each other. And it's not fair. It's not fair. My granddaughter and her should not be going through this.
We're on this story, and we'll bring you more from today's court appearance on our website, online at WTHR, and starting on 13 News later today at 4. And now to a separate case. An Indianapolis father, Leonte Anderson, faces the very same neglect charge, and this is in a different case, the shooting death of his 2-year-old daughter Harmony in July. Police believe the girl found her dad's loaded gun on the top of his shoe rack at the house. 13 News talked with 2 women at the home who said they didn't want to go on camera. One of them did say that she is the girl's grandmother. She called it a sad situation, and she says expects that Anderson will turn himself into authorities soon. And some really great news, an answer to prayer for sure. A local little 3-year-old girl now is making a miraculous recovery after police had told us that she was near death just last week. It was earlier this month that police were called to the apartments on Waterfront Drive. That's when they found 3-year-old Luna unresponsive. She went to the hospital and she had surgery where they removed part of her skull to relieve the swelling because of her brain injury. Police say that Luna's dad and his girlfriend first told investigators that a dresser fell on Luna, but doctors ruled that out. In just the past 2 weeks, Luna has gone from being confined to a hospital bed. She is now walking, she's laughing, and she's preparing to leave the ICU and head to rehab. In fact, they reached a milestone that they feared might not happen. Luna just celebrated her 4th birthday. She had presents and balloons at the hospital. Right now, her father remains in jail. He's charged with neglect of a dependent. His girlfriend is also facing charges. Right now, she's out of jail and scheduled to appear in court sometime next week. Well, you may have seen it, a billboard on the south side, Johnson County, right at the border with Marion County, and it's getting attention for its message to criminals. It says, "Attention criminals, cross the line, you'll do more time." Along the words are the faces of the Johnson County Sheriff and the prosecutor. And the prosecutor, Lance Hamner, says it's a big swing and it's necessary.
I hear from the sheriff that there's more people in the jail that are from other counties, and particularly Marion County. And then when we look at our charging documents, we're seeing a lot of people from Allen County. And we want to send them a signal. Don't come here, because there's going to be a price to pay.
We're told the sign is going to stay up for 4 weeks. It costs around $4,000, and it's paid for by suspects adding to the criminal diversion fund. You can see the digital billboard along I-65. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office told us they did not want to comment on this story. A newly released report from the NTSB is now providing more insight into a deadly plane crash on the south side in Greenwood. You might remember it happened last month, and the crash killed the solo pilot who was on board. Her name is An Tu Wen. And here's what we now know. A data recording from the small plane shows the total duration of the flight was just 90 seconds. According to the report, Wen took off from the Indy South Greenwood Airport at 10:45 a.m. and started a climbing left turn. That turn continued for 30 seconds when the turn radius decreased while continuing to the left. The data then showed a rapid descent to the right, and that led to the crash just behind the Circle K gas station near Main Street and Chic Road. Right now, we're combing through this big report, and as we learn more about it, we'll provide later details online at WTHR.com. AES customers continue to speak up and speak out about a potential rate hike that could add more than $20 onto bills every single month. The Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission hosted its second of 4 meetings at the Southeast Community Services building on this proposed hike. Leaders with AES tell us the increase is necessary to keep up with rising costs of doing business. The IURC, however, has to sign off on the proposal, and the deadline to do so is early next year. If you want to weigh in and you missed the first 2 meetings, we want to let you know there are 2 more public hearings, and they're set for next week. One is Monday, the other is on Tuesday. All the specifics are online right now, on Wednesday rather, online right now at WTHR.com. Taking another look now at another price increase, and this is one for people who ride IndieGo buses in Indianapolis. The IndieGo board approved a plan to raise fares starting next year. And that's not the only change that's on the horizon. Alex Almanza looks into it and now breaks it down.
$1.75, that's how much it costs to ride the bus right now. May not seem like a lot, but starting in 2026, you're going to end up paying $1 more. And you multiply it by hundreds of rides a year, and riders say it adds up quick.
The resolution includes an amendment delaying fare increases for paratransit services known as IndieGo Access until July of next year.
We know it's hard. We've been struggling with it as staff. All spoke to many customers and riders. Most people, interestingly, understood why we were having to do that.
IndieGo says the hike is necessary because of rising costs for fuel and operations. But changes won't stop at just higher fares. The agency is also phasing out its physical 10-trip passes, 31-day passes, S-passes, and summer youth passes.
But we're ready and we're willing to make it work. It's not just us, and so we know that. So it is the world that we're in.
Right now it costs $1.75 to ride, but starting in 2026, that jumps to $2.75. And if you're paying with MyKey, you'll still see daily and weekly caps go up too. Riders say while they understand the need, some wish it was implemented more slowly.
Increase it slowly over time, and I think putting people in that position where all of a sudden it's going to jump up to $2 or $2.75 from $1.75 is a lot to handle all at once.
Others think the rate hike should include expanded services.
We're going to raise the service, especially a person who works at the airport. Y'all need to run these buses longer like they do in Chicago.
Now, these new fares will take effect in January of 2026. Additionally, IndieGo is going to hold multiple sessions for community members to ask questions and get educated on the new prices. On the Purple Line, Alex Almanza, 13 News.